morning and welcome to the MSJ Morning Minute. I'm your host, Macy Ilg.
And I'm Joey Eckstein.
We hope you had an amazing weekend. It looks like it's going to be a busy week, so let's get right into the news. Let's start with a look at the upcoming events. On Tuesday, September 16th, you are invited to join Shelf Care. It is a monthly event where you can share what you are reading or planning to read, spend time quietly reading, and catch up with your fellow participants and friends. You can bring your own reading material or grab one from the library. This event will take place from 3 to 4:30 p.m. in Library Group Study Room 1. On Wednesday, September 17th, there will be the first Rainbow Alliance meeting of the fall semester. Topics will include roles, expectations, general club information, and fun. All including allies are welcome. The meeting will be hosted in the Mosaic Center from 12 to 1 p.m. The Photography Club will also have their first meeting of the semester in the Malloy Room from 3:45 to 4:45, so make sure you stop by. On Thursday, September 18th, the SGA will be getting together for their bi-monthly meeting in the Student Organization Center from 5 to 6 p.m. All are welcome. On Fridays, we wear MSJ. Wear your MSJ gear on Friday to show your continued spirit and support of the Mount.
The Learning Commons is a centralized space and service center that provides students with a wide range of comprehensive services, ensuring easy access to academic resources, accommodations, and other support. The amazing staff is standing by to help you find a quiet study space all semester long. You can find the Learning Commons and seat in room 156. Swing by today and dive into focused studying. Want to make a difference on campus? Be a part of the Student Government Association. The Student Government Association, or SGA, meets once a week to discuss various events and topics that impact students. Some of these topics include events, campus-wide surveys, and student concerns. If you have a specific interest, we have 6 different committees to join, including special events, spirit, finance, service, academic and career excellence, and student life and welfare. SGA meets in the Clifford Room on Thursdays from 5 to 6. We encourage you to stop by and see what student government has to offer. If you want more information on how to get involved, please reach out to SGA via email at newlionsinfo@msj.edu.
The MSJ Morning Minute team is highlighting sports teams at the Mount. Join us for this week's feature as we get a closer look at men's golf with our very own Seth Hagemeyer. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, so today we are interviewing our very own Seth Hagemeyer to talk a little bit about the MSJ golf team. What does a typical practice look like for you guys?
Usually we come to this beautiful range here at Aston Oaks.
It is so pretty.
So we usually come here and we will hit balls on this range for about half an hour. Then we'll go over to the chipping and putting green, which is right behind the camera, for about an hour or so. And we'll usually end off with like a quick putting or chipping challenge, and then that's usually how practice wraps up.
The course is kind of hard though.
The course is very hard. It is not for the weak.
No, it's not. What does a trip look like for the golf team?
Usually a trip for the golf team, the day before the tournament, we'll pack all our stuff in a van. We'll drive down to the golf course, do a practice round there. Then we'll head off to a hotel nearby, get something to eat, go to sleep. Wake up the next morning, get breakfast at the hotel, then go off to the course where we'll practice and then play our either 18-hole and sometimes 36-hole round. It can be a grind.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but then we'll finish our round, head back to the hotel, get something to eat, and it's rinse repeat for the next day.
What are your personal goals for the season?
I'd say just get lower scores than I did last year. That's my main goal. I just want to lower scores, get into the 70s more often, put myself in when the leaderboard comes out, I look a lot better.
Well, thanks so much for coming on here.
No problem.
I think we're all a little excited that we got to learn a little bit more about the MSJ golf. So, back to the studio.
Thank you so much, Nikki and Seth. And now, moving on to the weather. We are in for another stretch of warm sunny days before clouds and a few showers later in the week. Let's take a look at our day-by-day breakdown. Today, it will be bright and sunny with a high near 89 degrees, while tonight skies stay clear with a low around 60. And then on Tuesday, expect partly to mostly cloudy skies, but it will stay warm with a high of 88. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low near 57. On Wednesday, we'll see a mix of sunshine and clouds with a high near 86 and a low around 58. Thursday brings back full sunshine. Highs climb to 88 with clear skies overnight and a low of 59. And then on Friday, we have another mostly sunny day is in store, reaching near 90, the warmest day of the week. The night will be mild with a low of around 62. And then on Saturday, it will be sunny earlier in the day and then cloudy later with a chance of showers. Highs around 83 and lows near 62. On Sunday, it looks mostly cloudy with a chance for a few scattered showers. Temperatures stay in the low 80s during the day, dipping back to the low 60s overnight.
Hold on to your hats, people. It's time to check in on how our sports teams are doing this season. The cross-country teams will compete at the All-Ohio meet hosted by Cedarville on September 19th. The volleyball team hosted Wittenberg Tuesday evening and lost with a final score of 3-1. They were then off to New Concord, Ohio this past weekend as well for a full slate of games. Results from those games include a loss to Muskingum with a score of 3-1 and a win to Washington and Jefferson with a score of 3-0 on Friday. On Saturday, they lost to Case Western Reserve and Marietta, both scores being 3-1. The football team had their home opener Saturday against Aurora University and lost with a final score of 35-28. Looking ahead, they will travel to Hope College this Saturday. Let's get the dub.
All right, and then the women's golf teams competed at the Transylvania Fall Invitational. Deborah Broken placed 30th and Liv Hoinke placed 55th. Looking ahead, both the men's and women's teams will attend the Guy and Jean Kuhn Invitational on September 21st in Meadville, Pennsylvania. The women's soccer team traveled to Wittenberg last Tuesday and tied with a final score of 2-2. They faced off against Center on Sunday and lost with a final score of 1-0. Coming up, they face Asbury on Wednesday at 7:30, Marietta on Saturday at 1, and John Carroll on Sunday at 4, all at home. The men's soccer team traveled to Marietta last Wednesday and lost with a score of 3-2. They hosted Spalding Saturday evening and lost with a final score of 4-2. They just have one game this week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. as they travel to Hiram College. Good luck to all of our athletes. Go Lions and defend the Mount.
Defend that mount. Make sure you follow our MSJ Morning Minute Instagram page where you will find other updates, episodes, and behind-the-scenes content. On behalf of myself and the rest of the MSJ Morning Minute crew, I want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. With that being said, thank you for watching the MSJ Morning Minute. I'm your host, Joey Eckstein.
And I'm Macy Ilg.
Signing out.